and the claps going on, it's got me reminiscent of a song that's everyone, it's Garrison here and welcome back to the channel. And today I am super duper excited because I'll be checking out IVE's newest and latest song, the music video for it all, called After Like. More so emphasis on the word like being in all caps, of course. Now, not gonna lie guys, I've been hyped off of the teaser pics left, right, and center on my Twitter timeline and Instagram. But not only based on that, if you think about it, Love Dive, what, it was like 4 months-ish ago since they dropped that masterpiece of a song, Love Dive, and as well as Royal tied alongside to it. And then before that, debuting with like such an iconic debut song called 11. And if anything, they've showed me in a short period of time, they've quickly established themselves as a group, their signature sound, and what they're all about in terms of music quality, right? And I really am interested in how After Like plays out, not only sonically but visually as well, of course. But at the time of filming this, 15.7 million views. We love to see it. Number 2 on trending for music. What else can I tell you guys? So hey, enough talk. Without further ado, let's dive into After Like by IVE now. Alright, so I brought it up here. After Like by IVE. I got the English captions on and all, but let's go. Oh, the strings here though. Okay. Right away with Lee. Oh my goodness, in the Leeseo? Whoa! What a twist here. With this piano that's often used in house music though. Oh, I see what they're doing here in terms of the lyrics. It's more than like, Whoa, just the intensity of these strings and the claps going on, it's got me reminiscent of a song that's really iconic. But I'm gonna have to hear this out more. Ooh, those electronic drums. Ooh, yes, Gaeul. Get that spotlight, girl. Build up with the snare drums again. After Like. Oh, the song is already catchy, guys, upon first listen. Love the attitude by Wonyoung. Okay. Oh, no way. Following up with Gaeul here. Wait a second, this is a verse 3 though? Oh, the vocal layering too. The fireworks. Ooh. After Like. There's that kind of like refreshing yet satisfying feeling when they deliver the word like in the vocals. Yeah. Hearing this fully, like, from start to finish, though, like, it really got me reminiscent of, like, at first I was petrified. Da, 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 da. I will survive. Na, 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 na. Oh my goodness. I love how this song does not build around only, like, just for the sample of it, you know, by Gloria Gaynor's song called I Will Survive. Iconic song, by the way. If you're familiar, and the old radio days of being in the car and stuff. Uh, but I love how it just doesn't, like, cater towards the riff and that, also the sampling of that song and the string work, but it works around it, adjusts it ever so slightly. Like, back on the original, like, song by Gloria Gaynor, I Will Survive, right? Sampling that's being used in this string work, it's less intense than this, and it's less tuned like this, you know what I'm trying to say? Let me give you an example here real quick, from the song that I'm talking about, if you guys are not that familiar here. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, so the beginning goes... Yeah. Let me see if I can find the part here. I believe they did not have, like, the string, I mean, the brass work in here, if I recall correctly, but heavily with that string work. Maybe further forward here. This, like, this song had more so prominent congos and bongos, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I love how they upped the ante, like, they made it more intense, even more passionate with it. And when it comes down to love, right? Sometimes when you love a significant other one, or just, you know, love in general, someone, you could be so passionate about it, right? And I love how they were so cunning with the lyrics, the people behind the scenes working with IVE, and I'm sure Lay herself, right? I did see the credits before checking this out the day before. I was like, okay, I see you, Lay. But yeah, what's after like? And then referencing, like, love and all that stuff, and the you and I, just playing with those lines like that in that kind of succession is unbelievable, right? And the fact that after it's like, what's after like, there's that intention of that burst of emotion and release. You know what I'm trying to say here? But just how that goes hand in hand in terms of the momentum in this song. I think the two key things that really are the baseline to this song and are essential to this song is the momentum, the tempo. I would say three things. And the pacing of this song, right? The overall movement to this song, the chord progression to this song. It's outstanding. It's beautiful. It's chef's kiss, right? Let me sort of break that down during my second watch and listen of After Like, of course. Now, with that being said, obviously, you know, one may say, hey, yet again, line distribution, right? And people may want more lines from Gaeul, and I understand this is coming from someone whose bias is Gaeul in IVE, actually, guys, in case you didn't know, if you haven't been following the channel. But the fact that we got a verse 3 in this song, right, and did not take away from the bridge, because the people behind the scenes and Starship could have been like, hey, you know, let's just wrap it up with a verse 3 and an outro. But no, we're not only gonna just do it like that, we're gonna keep a bridge in this song. And Thank you. Thank you. So many times I'm like, I'd prefer a bridge over a verse 3. But when there's a verse 3 and a bridge, I'm like, okay, now we're talking, right? And that verse 3 with Lei, right? And Gaeul, if I recall correctly, the kind of succession, the rhyme scheme, how catchy those rap lines are, but also the approach that they have. And when I mean approach, when I'm talking about approach on the channel when it comes down to rap, is how they jump onto the beat, you know? And also, beyond that approach, is how they flow with it. Are they going to continue the same flow from the previous member who kicked it off in the verse? Or are they going to do it differently, you know? And how it's that smooth transition between the two of them during that verse 3 was so clean and clinical, right? So with that being said, obviously this is, I would go on a limb here and say this is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 due to what I heard overall soundscape wise, the intentions of this song, and the kind of gestures that it takes when it comes to the lyricism in this song, you know what I'm saying? So all around from start to finish, very smooth, very clean and clinical, yet the fact, the thing that I didn't touch part on is how mind-blowing is sure, they take this new retro, new disco-esque trend that debatable is being used heavily these days. I wouldn't say not that much, but probably in the last 2 years, yes. And it's an influence and genre that I will never get sick of, unless there's like one moment where it's like it's being done in a pretty typical way, or in a way where it's not gonna surprise me, you know what I'm saying? And Afterlike is the exact opposite of that. It surprised me with a bit of twists and turns during the song, you know what I'm saying? And as it progresses and progresses, my the song becomes more rich and rich, you know what I'm saying? Like, this was such a luxurious type of song. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, have you touched or listened to IVE's discography and your hands are golden? I know I referenced this as recently in another video, but like, wow, yet again, another song of the year material type song by IVE. And I would go ahead and say they topped themselves. Like, this is my favorite B-side personally for me. This is so up my alley in terms of taste. But going back on them taking that new retro route, the fact that they took some, you know, dance elements with new retro, new disco, those have been in hand together before. But also to take it up a notch with some piano / keyboard work that tends to be utilized in house music a lot. Like, come on. The fact that I'm able to identify those influences and genres easily, right on a dime, just like that, I am so grateful and appreciative of, because there's many showcases. I actually talked to my friend about this recently, where it's like, oh, we utilized reggae, we utilized probably 9 different genres, 6 different genres, and such like that. Sure, but then when I end up listening to the song, I'm like, they did the bare minimum. They didn't take it the full route and pushed it and tried to break boundaries, you know what I'm saying? There's some songs where I hear a bit of synthwave, sure, but if you take it the full route of synthwave, like La Di Da, or you take it the full rock route that TXT has done, you know what I'm saying, and the likes of Woods especially, taking that full rock, or the likes of taking the metal or route, the likes of ATs, like, and Screamo, like, come on, this is what should be, I would say this should be a thing that the music industry of K-pop needs to do more often, and being able to take risks, right? And yet again, it seems like they took a big risk again, right? Especially sampling such an iconic song by Gloria, and with those strings and all. But hey, the fact that I got reminiscent of that and be able to pick that out upon first listen during the first listen goes to show you and goes to show you how impactful this song is, just like that, right? So I'm gonna have to dive back into this again, and then we're gonna have to break down section by section, bit by bit. I'm talking about all of it. So yeah, it makes me wonder how the B-side or B-sides are gonna go. I do know this is another single album, right? Which is completely fine, because I feel like this kind of tactic of giving us comebacks quite frequently, because think about it, it's usually 5 months or more, or 6 to 8 months where we see another comeback. These days, how fast-paced the industry is, 6 months, right? And they're able to like put out this kind of quality of music and have all these details figured out and considered. Hey, I'm not complaining, but if we ever get a mini album later on in the future soon, I can't even imagine how that's gonna go, or even a full album. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's dive back into Afterlife now. Just the swirling of the strings, the camera angles right away, and like this scene with the sports car and this backdrop, right, with the lighting and all matching. Everything's matching hand in hand. The styling, right? Like, come on. Yeah, Lay owned it there. And then Iso, I really love her square 2 shirt there. But yeah, you hear that piano often used in house music and such. Love the staircase with Yujin and these hearts surrounding her. What's after like you, who, and I? It's more than like at this point. Hey, you and I aren't in love. I mean, let's be real, guys. Who's not in love with IVE and this song? Jeez. Ooh, I just realized even the flooring in this scene, that is so cool. And what's coming from that new disco or just retro genres, this rhythm guitar that feels quite psychedelic with it, that I like to describe in my album reviews from time to time. Love that bass guitar work too. So production, music wise, and music video, 10 out of 10 easily. Electronic drums. There's that keyboard piano work again. Yes. Oh, just how these light panels are surrounding and flashing around Gaeul here, and she's just being in the center here. Usually there's like, I don't know, this is like sort of a racetrack like scene that I've seen from time to time, but yeah, this is very luxurious, very, I would say, Vogue-esque almost, right? Like they are the moment type beat. You hear just a bit of the background vocal work. They're like, I mean, it goes to show you the nuances, the twists and turns that I was talking about, right? But that's kind of crazy to think about it, you know? Like this was the verse 2, right? And then when we carried on to here, wow, this part of the music video and song, oh, just how they are throwing on a performance. Yet again, you know, I've really knows how to show, like, throw on a performance and, like, express and show these expressions, right? That work with the choreo, right? Just a little of details here, you know? Yeah, the pacing, the momentum. Such an iconic moment with, of course, Wonyoung, you know? Let's see if I brought it back far enough. Yeah, right there. Right here. Now, what's cool is there's actually more than 2, I believe, elements that are coming from Gloria's song here. Or, you know, used quite in a similar fashion. But I love how during this transition, there's a little bit of that harp-like work going on, you know what I'm saying? Like the strings that are going back and forth, but a little bit of harp work to transition right here. With the chimes too, I believe. L-O and I and V-E, you know, to the IVE, you know? The V-E. Ah, it hits us so quickly though, jeez. Leeseo. There's always that kind of finisher finale scene in their music videos, you feel me? It's always worth the wait, you know? Afterlife. There's that harp work again, wow. But yeah, I do like the instrumental break too. Just how they wrap it up like this. Outstanding, guys. Outstanding. Yeah, a part of me is like, I really can't afford to keep ordering like when there's a new group, and it's like, okay, do I necessarily need to order the album? But I mean, at this point, I might cave in. I might cave in for IVE, not gonna lie, guys, and start collecting back from 11 all the way to Afterlife and going on forward. Like, seriously. This makes me even more excited in how the B-sides are gonna go. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, so it's one B-side called My Satisfaction. Okay. But all in all, you know, this is a phenomenal release. I can't reiterate that enough. Just got me reminiscent of I Will Survive. It sort of works, you know, with Afterlife, you know what I'm saying? But like, most importantly, the intentions with how the lyrics go, and especially how that ties along with the momentum and pacing in the song, the tempo in the song, with the new retro, new disco-esque influences, with that really good house piano being done like that, over the top like that. And yet, even though there are not that much lines for Gaeul, and for some of the members, I would say like 2 to 3 based on second watch and listen. Their lines are really memorable and very, very engraved in my head now after 2 listens. You feel me? So I feel like there's that sort of appreciation and recognition that we should, you know, shed light on more, right? And I feel like we don't do that enough, and it's good to keep things positive. And it's just a matter of time, you know, when that moment hits for the likes of Gaeul or one of the other members, where they have like solo dance break or at least, or even a combination of even more lines. Then that moment is gonna be great. But yeah, all in all, I think I'm at a loss for words now. I'm gonna be mad streaming this so much on repeat. This song has a lot of longevity value to it. The production's 10 out of 10. The hooks do more than its job. Not too boundary breaking when it comes to the hooks, but from, I would say, the production and the longevity of the song, and like the visual work by not only the members but all the scenes and the lighting and the set dressing set up for the members, and the color matching, the color palette that they utilize for Afterlife for this era, it's 10 out of 10 as well. So all in all, guys, what's there not to love about this era? The only one exception is seeing who I'm seeing that's working behind the scenes. I feel like labels need to be more careful. A&R needs to be more careful. And some of you may already know. If you know, you know. But you know, let's just celebrate this day for IVE and not think about any of the negative stuff, and keep supporting them at the end of the day. But be sure to like, share, and maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much. It just warms my heart connecting with y'all about IVE's newest song here called Afterlife. Be sure to let me know of your thoughts on the B-side without trying to spoil me, if you love it as well, and if you want me to check it out. I'll definitely check it out regardless. It's a matter of time of when I'm going to check it out, with balancing life, work, and YouTube all at once. But yeah, aside from that, I'll still be doing more videos on the channel here as often as a Patreon. Of course, feel free to check that out when you have the time to do so. But as always, have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon, wherever you are. This has been Garrison. As always, though, until the next K-pop related or IVE video, see you then, and peace.